What's up, guys? Our good news here. I now have a complete set of OMAC. Got this for 99 cents at a little shop down the road, antique store. And I was told the person who were selling these, they had multiple copies of this and several other ones, and of OMAC, OMAC number 5, and tons of Micronaut stuff and everything. But I found this one, and I picked this one out because the thing is mint. Back up and say maybe near mint. I haven't found anything wrong with this. No discolored pages, flat as can be. It was an amazing find, and I have no idea how somebody 35 years ago took care of this so well. So there we go, OMAC number 4. I now have a complete set, and this by far is the best issue of OMAC I've read out of the whole set. This was the one. It just showed him kicking butt through the whole thing. It was just amazing. Alright, what we have here, I was very proud of this. It was for 18 bucks, but I was able to get it in $12 in trade with some other books that I had at a little mini comic convention they had in Bristol at the Bristol Mall on the, I believe it's on the Virginia side. Justice League of America number 29, first appearance of the Crime Syndicate, Justice League, Justice Society crossover. You know, little discoloration there down the spine. It's all together. It's all intact. A little bit of one bad spot where it's been chipped, and that's about it. Just a little bit of chipping. I'm very proud to find that. Okay, now like I said, I've been doing this since about 77, in 1977, collecting these comics and stuff. And the reason I'm able to remember that is I can remember some of the first comics I actually read and been able to track down and relocate. One of the first ones that I got, or I skip around here too much and I'll talk about these for a minute, was basically the Thor annual number 6 from 1977. There's the original one I had, and here's the one in better shape that I was able to locate. Got that for $3. That was definitely worth it. Set that to the side. And I want to talk about this. You know, when you're a kid and you see something like this, of course it was 1977, I have no doubt in my mind Star Wars had something big to do with this. But it's by Lin Win, Roger Stern. They both wrote and co-plotted. Sal Buscema and Klaus Janson. I was lucky enough to meet Sal Buscema a couple years ago. The guy is just extraordinary. He actually lives here in Virginia, the way he was talking, retired. But, you know, Thor is pretty much flying around New York, just happy on a cloud. And comes down and there's some terrorists doing something here, and they have a nuclear bomb. Thor flies in, and he basically, the bomb goes off. He captures all the energy, tries to send it, you know, to another dimension, and he ends up time traveling and lands right onto the spaceship with the mysterious villain. And he's automatically, instead of being killed as Thor, he's just thrown outside into space. He floats there and he freezes. Now, the significance of this is when the Guardians find him, we're seeing a retelling of how the Avengers found Captain America frozen in the water. They find Thor frozen in space. I was just blown away with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I was just like, holy crap, what is this? What's going on? He's the guy with the fin and the needed bow and arrow. And without going through the whole thing, you know, we had evil villains. Here's where they find Thor frozen. And this is just one of the most satisfying reads that I still don't think has been, you know, really topped today, because you have one issue, one full story, a beginning, a middle, a roller coaster ride. Your villains are just set right out there. You know they're the bad guys. And, you know, it's just, you know, just a complete comic. It's just what it was supposed to have been. Trying to find one of my favorite panels here real quick. But, you know, it's just a complete story, beginning, middle, and end. Cheesy ads, fighting, the bad guys here and there, aliens, everything a little kid would want. And the little guy in here, he's like a little yellow midget running around. I guess I think he's called the Manslayer. He's sitting there and he's going to take her out. And, you know, he's talking all this crap, and she shoots his little antennas off. and he just goes running crying like a baby. That just cracked me up back in the day. Second book that really got me, this was a 76 annual, and I just recently bought this, probably in the last 3 years finally, because the copy I had no cover on it and the first couple pages were missing. But this was just an amazing story. The Invincible Iron Man, King Size Annual number 3, and it's just got everything. Basically, a bunch of kids are riding their bikes around a swamp. The little girl, a blonde-haired girl, falls into quicksand somehow and finds the Molecule Man's rod and basically becomes possessed by him. And this was just, not quite a scary read, but it was definitely creepy. A bunch of kids, playing, doing what, we did. You took your bike everywhere and you drug it through the woods and everything. And that's how, as I grew older, I kept remembering that story because, they were kids acting like kids and got some shit. Alright, another book that I really liked, and this came out in 78, when I was in kindergarten, was Thor Travels to Hyperion's World, where there, it's Marvel's takes on the DC characters, and we get all kinds of cheesy little things. In the 70s, I'm convinced cocaine played a huge part in some of these comics. But, we get to see Hyperion's World. He's got his Lois Lane type figure. He's got his, I think the bad guy's name wasn't Lex Luthor, it was Dax Darius or something like that. And instead of, going bald, he grew more hair and, was basically a hippie. Really good stuff. Had my first Thor versus Superman fight, and I don't see why there's a lot of controversy on that. Superman would take him. Alright, what we got here is A Gold Key to Rock, Son of Stone. I read a bunch of those when I was little. Got this for $0.25, obviously, because there's a big section cut out here. But it's still kind of neat to have, and it was for $0.25. It sold for 12 cents when it came out. Okay, now we're just getting into the vintage stuff. I've posted these in other videos that, for whatever reason, did not load correctly. And so I'm just going to kind of throw them in here and fly through here pretty quick. Should have saved this one, but I'll just do another one. I have Giant Size Fantastic Four Annual number 5 here. Well, Giant Size Fantastic Four. I don't think these were considered annuals, just kind of specials. With the Inhumans and the Molecule Man. And I got the Fantastic Four Annual here, number 3 somewhere. We'll talk about that later. Okay, another one here with the Superman books. Try not to skip around too much. Superman 241, and this is actually sort of a cult book when it comes to Superman stories, basically because you have, the Sand Superman, and this was probably, I think, his first appearance. Basically what goes on here is Superman ends up just in a mess. It's just a whole lot of things. They have like an astral projection of him, and basically this creature is the Sand Superman. It's hard to explain. Of course, it's comics. Let me start all over here. Basically, this is a cult Superman story, basically because of the appearance of this sand creature who has Superman's powers. Definitely check it out. 241, The Shape of Fear. And a lot of people who read this book really remember it. It's a hidden little treasure for Superman books. Okay, Superboy. And this is number 149 from 1968, which I think is when the Bonnie and Clyde movie came out with Warren Beatty, and basically Superboy meets Bonnie and Clyde. I believe they're really Neil Adams influence cover there if he didn't do it. Okay, some more Superboy comic books. 191, walking along the bottom of the ocean, a little girl pulling her little red wagon. And we get a whole new Legion saga in there. The Kid with the Super Brain is what that little girl's called. And inside we have a Carrie Bates and Dave Cockrum Legion story. Dave Cockrum, of course, brought in the bathing suits for the Legion. Nice hidden little Legion stories like that. Okay, Superboy 196 and a Super Baby story. Okay. Superboy's first mission. These Superboy books are actually charming. Okay, now, these are mostly reprints, a bunch of them, but, I'm a fan of this stuff. These are cheesy 50s and 60s sci-fi characters. DC Superstars of Space. You get Hawkman and Adam Strange there. Atomic Knights. I mean, I can't believe they haven't collected these Atomic Knight stories. They're just amazing little, nostalgic stories if you're a sucker for nostalgia. You get, Lyle's Space Commando. These little guys you've never heard of, but when you read these, they're charming. Okay, so there's number 2 of that, a bunch of reprints. Somehow I got 2 of those from what I'm seeing. Imagine that. Okay, number 4, Captain Comet versus Robot Space Ranger and Interplanetary Beast. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. And another Adam Strange story. These are great. Just to have them all together like that. And I got a number 6, Captain Comet, Tommy Tomorrow, Adam Strange, and Space Cabbie. Now, if you want something really different, kind of, real simple, something that's kind of fun, I recommend those. Also, I have this, DC Superstars presents number 14, Secret Origins of Supervillains. And I'm for the bad guys, and this is charming. Gorilla Grodd, Dr. Light, Grodd's first battle with Green Lantern, Dr. Light's debut against Hawkman, and of course, Two-Face right there. Now, I haven't read this in a while, so I'm going to critique, but it's reprints, and for the price, it's great stuff. Okay, this slipped in there. I meant to do this with the Superboy stuff. 100-page spectacular of Superman. Okay, it amazes me because mostly it's reprints. You got Green Lantern and I think Zatari in there. Everything, the original Mr. Mxyzptlk down at the bottom there, and the Enchanted Mountain, and just a bunch of great little stories. And these 100-page super spectacular pages actually are worth a little bit of money a piece. I do believe I have a Batman to go with it. And this is actually worth some money. It's all about Two-Face, basically. And it's reprints. And believe it or not, I found this for $1. And these are Golden Age stories. And it's kind of gruesome. They keep using the word queer, to describe their adventures that are going through and stuff. So queer in the 40s definitely meant something different. Just goes to show you. But this is the Harvey Kent. He wasn't always Harvey Dent. And Roy Thomas, when he was doing All-Star Squadron, actually wanted to make it to where Two-Face was the cousin of the Kents, who raised Superman. Alright, on the back of that one there, I just found this, another Truck, Son of Stolen Gold Key. This one's more complete, in much better shape. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and do this one. Super Team Family. This is basically where they just had Aquaman, the Atom, and Captain Comet, and they just had like a little anthology going on, and I'm sure some of these were reprints and some were original stories. Great 70s stuff. Now, get into some Silver Age here. Got me some Challengers of the Unknown. Multi-Woman, Queen of Disaster, with a little multi-man on her side there. Okay, that was number 34. Apparently these are out of order. Number 32, One Challenger Must Die. Okay, number 35, War Against the Moon Beast. And I'm telling you what, these Challengers of the Unknowns are hidden little treasures. These and Doom Patrol are from the 60s. Really good stuff, man. They almost have like a Saturday morning Hanna-Barbera feel. You can almost feel like all of a sudden the Herculoids are going to come out or something. Yeah, here we go. Some more Super Team Family. Okay, and this is where they started bringing in more original stories. I don't know if you know when that happened, but you got a monkey-fied Hawkman squeezing the life out of the Flash there. And we got another, then we have Superman, Batman, and Batgirl, and the Green Arrow and Aquaman become the Super Team. So that's, hard to read DC stuff, I'll admit. Giant 4-star Spectacular. And I always loved anything that had to do with the Krypton animals when we were little. That beast, pretty much projected future events of anybody who was looking at it. It was a plot device, but I would love to see somebody get a hold of that now. Kid Flash meets the Elongated Man, Wonder Woman battles Gunslingers of Space. Any excuse to get her to use her bracelets, I guess. Okay. And then in the 70s, they brought back Challengers of the Unknown. And this little two-part story is also infamous because they just threw everybody in there. For some reason, we had Deadman, Swamp Thing, Rip Hunter, and the Challengers. Number 86 and number 87. And like I said, I think these are just, you know, more well known because of the Swamp Thing appearances after Alan Moore took over. Okay, more flying monkeys. If I have gone over these, I apologize. But like I said, some of my videos didn't load. Attack of the Flying Gorillas. Okay, more reprints and stuff, but these things are gold. These are just gold. Great stuff. Comes with Adam Strange, then more Atomic Knights. I'm a huge Atomic Knights fan. Yeah, and we got Gigantic Strange Adventures number 25. This is 229. And we get more Atomic Knights and more Adam Strange. And then they have reprints of stuff you never heard of, like the Mad Planet, illustrated by the Dean of Science Fiction artist Virgil Finlay. Apparently that was a big deal. The Hands from Nowhere, written by Walter Gibson, creator of The Shadow, The Electric Man. Just little things you never would have thought about. You know, go back to their pulp roots. You know. Okay, and then we get a Joe Kubert cover, The Caveman of New York. You throw a caveman in there, I am there. That's Adam Strange Adventures 219. And here we have a Neil Adams cover, I'm pretty sure. Not have to look it up to be sure. Number 217. You know, Adam Strange, Neil Adams. Okay. And the last one we have here is Super DC Giant presents Strange Flying Saucer Adventures. Attack of the Buzzsaw Saucer, Invasion of the Saucer Aliens. What do the super aliens look like? And dogfight with the saucer. And they missed one. No description available. They forgot to fill it in. These are just reprints of, I believe, the 50s sci-fi, early 60s stories. But like I said, you know, for the price you were paying and the amount you get one spot, really good stuff. DC's got a lot of hidden gems in there, a lot of you know, horror and sci-fi and stuff that, you know, people kind of forget that they do because, you know, we're kind of stuck on the superheroes of today, and you're missing out on a whole lot out there. So, you know, give this stuff you know, a little try, a little crack. If you run across it at a dollar bin, or, you know, find you a big lot of comics on eBay and you look in the picture and you see some of this stuff, the person doesn't know what they have, you know, go ahead and grab it, take a chance, and you might find yourself, you know, liking this stuff. Nostalgia is a very powerful drug, in my opinion, and time kind of lets you forgive, you know, overly simplified stories that, you know, they may be overly simple, but they're fun. That makes up for a whole lot. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.